Chapter 14. Matthew insists on puffed sleeves. It was October when Anne was well enough to return to school. She had heard many reports about the new teacher, but she was still surprised at how well she and Miss Stacy liked each other right from the start. Anne's report cards, which had always been good, improved every week. "I love Miss Stacy with all my heart," she told Matthew and Marilla. "When she says my name, I can tell that she's spelling it with an E. We recited poetry in class yesterday. You would have been proud of how I put my whole heart and soul into it." "Maybe sometime you can recite it for me out in the barn," suggested Matthew. "Of course I will," replied Anne. She and Matthew had become the best of friends. When December came around and Christmas was near, Matthew wanted to do something special for her. One day, as he watched her playing with her friends, he noticed that there was something that made her different from the rest of the girls, but he couldn't say what. Then he realized what it was. Her clothes were different. All the other girls wore brightly colored dresses, but Marilla dressed Anne in dark, plain things, and Anne's sleeves were plain and straight. They didn't look anything like the puffed sleeves the others wore. Matthew decided then and there that he would buy Anne a lovely, fashionable dress for Christmas, so she could be like the other girls. But how to go about it? The next evening, Matthew went to town to buy the dress. He had a feeling that it was going to be difficult, and he wanted to get it over with. His shyness was bad enough at normal times, but buying a girl's dress was as unknown to him as flying to the moon. He headed right for Samuel Lawson's store. But when he got inside and faced Miss Harris, the charming lady at the counter, he lost all his nerve. "What can I do for you this evening, Mr. Cuthbert?" she asked, smiling. "Have you any garden rakes?" asked Matthew. Miss Harris looked a bit surprised to hear a man ask for garden rakes in the middle of December. "I think we might have one or two left," she said. "I'll go and see." When she returned with the rake and asked, "Anything else tonight?" Matthew, trying to be brave, replied, "Well now, if it's not too much trouble, I'd like to look at some sugar." He had failed again. "How much sugar would you like, Mr. Cuthbert?" Miss Harris asked. "Oh, well, I'll take 20 pounds of it," Matthew said, sweating a little. Matthew hid the rake in the tool shed when he reached home, but the sugar he took in to Marilla. "20 pounds of sugar?" she yelled. "Whatever made you buy so much? Have you lost your mind?" I thought it might come in handy," he suggested, making his escape. Matthew thought it over and decided he was going to need a woman's help. Marilla was out of the question. Matthew was sure that she would try to talk him out of it. Mrs. Rachel Lynde was the only other woman in the whole town he felt comfortable talking to. He went to see her, and she thankfully took the whole matter out of his hands. "Pick out a dress for you to give to Anne?" "Of course I will," she exclaimed. "I'll buy the fabric and make it myself. What kind would you like?" "I don't know," he stammered, "but I think they make the sleeves differently nowadays. I like them made the new way, if it's not too much trouble." "Puff sleeves? Of course. Don't worry another minute. I'll make it in the latest fashion," replied Mrs. Lynde.